The possibility of Doge stimulus checks worth $5,000 have sparked discussions in political and economic circles. I get it. A $5,000 boost for most of us will be nothing short of a blessing today. Well, that's our topic today on Retirement Lifestyle TV. Let's get it. The idea linked to the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and its ambitious cost cutting goals hinges on whether the agency can achieve its $2 trillion saving target. This is from an Economic Time article titled, Who Would Qualify for the Doge $5,000 Stimulus Check? And who will the Doge dividends go to in terms of what would happen? While President Donald Trump has expressed interest in distributing a portion of these savings to taxpayers, financial experts remain a little skeptical based on the article. As debates unfold, key questions have arisen. How would these stimulus checks be distributed? Who would qualify? And is the plan even feasible? Well, here's what we know so far. The origin of the $5,000 Doge stimulus check, the ideal itself, the concept of Doge dividends emerged when investor James Fishback, co-founder of Arizona Partners, proposed the idea on the X, formerly known as Twitter, on February 14, 2025. Okay, follow me here. You just had an investor on Twitter who dropped a comment, and this guy name was James Fishback. Fishback suggested that 20% of the savings from Doge efforts should be returned to taxpayers, arguing that it was their money in the first place. Elon Musk responded, let's do it. This is how we rebuild trust in government. Quote, quote. Fishback posted directly appealing to the billionaire, who has been closely associated with the Doge initiative. Musk later responded stating, we'll check with the president. Okay, you following me so far? Trump, addressing the matter on February 22nd, 2025, confirmed that the administration was considering allocating 20% of Doge savings for direct payment to citizens. However, the proposal still requires congressional approval before any check can be issued. Okay, this is our first inclination that an executive order alone will not get these checks and stimulus checks out to those who need it. It actually would have to be a congressional approval. Okay, how would the $5,000 Doge stimulus check really work? If the plan moved forward, it would follow a similar structure to the COVID-19 stimulus payment issued in 2020, as mentioned in a report by the USA Today. Under that program, if you recall, stimulus checks were sent directly to individuals, and they had to meet three criteria. I remember it. They were actually sent more money not only to those who need it, but to those who didn't need it. So let's take a look at the three criteria. Had filed tax returns in the previous 2 years, received Social Security or veteran benefits, that's number two. Now, the third one is meet income eligibility requirement. That one's very key because I remember with the COVID-19, they sent it to a lot of people who did not meet it. The Doge stimulus check will likely be based on a similar framework, ensuring that funds reach Americans' taxpayers efficiently. However, the main challenge remains securing enough savings to fund the initiative. Remember, in order for this to happen, Doge has to actually save $2 trillion. Okay, what has Trump said about the Doge dividends? Speaking at a conference in Miami Beach, here's what Trump said. We are considering giving 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20 to paying down the debt. So it's a 20-20 split as it relates to the payments and the cost savings for Doge. Later, aboard Air Force One, he expanded on the idea, calling it a 20% dividends for taxpayers and an incentive to make sure that we report waste, fraud, and abuse. Now, despite Trump's enthusiasm, the feasibility of such plans remained highly uncertain. And here's why. What are experts actually saying about the Doge stimulus checks? While the idea of direct payment to taxpayers is politically appealing, economists have expressed concerns over its impact on inflation and government spending. I say this: what is the difference of the 20% dividends to taxpayers and printing more money and increasing the money supply, which the government often does? Here are three experts. Here are their feedback on the $5,000 to taxpayers. Judge Glock, director of research at the Manhattan Institute, warns that injecting $5,000 per taxpayer could increase consumer spending and fuel inflation. Judge Zagorski, a professor at Boston University, argued that the plan contradicts Trump's tariff policies, which already contributes to rising prices. Lastly, there's Eileen Cormack, a senior fellow at Brookings Institute, dismissed the idea as plain old ridiculous, stating that Doge is unlikely to achieve significant savings to make meaningful payments. Very interesting. Elon Musk, who initially supported the Doge mission, and he still does, has acknowledged that meeting the $2 trillion saving goal may not be possible. Now, I don't know if one has to happen before the other occurs in terms of saving $2 trillion before the taxpayers can actually get the $5,000 dividend to those that need it. Will Doge saving be enough? As of last week, Doge claimed to have saved taxpayers $55 billion. That's quite a bit, but it's not $2 trillion. However, a report of an accounting error which mistakenly lists an $8 million contract cancellation, an $8 million cancellation as a $8 billion savings suggests that the real figure may be closer to 16.5 billion instead of the initially reported 55 billion. Big difference. At this pace, Doge savings falls significantly short of the true $2 trillion that's needed to make the proposed stimulus check a reality. House Speaker Mike Johnson also expressed skepticism, stating that the federal deficit should be prioritized over the stimulus payment. Now, we've all been hearing that for years, that the debt ceiling is increasing. And we also know that we're having some issues with Social Security as well. I, for one, will lobby that some of that money should go towards making sure that we make the Social Security savings solvent to make sure that we don't have our seniors with less payment per month in the year 2033 or 2034. This is where we are at the moment. Will Doge have issues with the dividend payments? I don't know. Or, will they fall short of reaching that $2 trillion goal? Maybe they cut smaller dividend payments than the 5,000 that they initially floated around. Well, we'll follow this story very closely and we'll see where it goes. So stay tuned to Retirement Lifestyle TV. We'll be following this story closely. Don't forget to subscribe and follow to make sure that you get the latest on this story.